Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary. I'm here on this Thirsty Thursday, October 2nd, coming to you with today's edition of 90 Day Oy Vey. 90 Day Diaries has started, and on this week's episode, we will be focused on Liz's story, and Liz finally admits that Jayson cheated. And do you guys remember Mary and Brandon? Well, Mary has found herself a new source of income, which I find very interesting. So, first of all, I want to say hi to everyone in my live chat. Hi, Durango Girl. Hi, Jada Viss. Hi, Lori. Hi to my trusty moderator, Menopausal Queen. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Yorkville. I'm sorry you have to head out. Maria, hi, Charlene, hi, Isabella. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I know it's a little bit earlier in the day than you guys are used to, but I actually have an interview scheduled for later. I've been teasing it for a bit about seeking sister wives and Danielle and Garrett and how ick they are. Well, I have a little bit of tea that I've been sitting on, so I have an interview scheduled for later on this evening. I'm going to do it pre-recorded and upload it as a premiere, so make sure you have your notifications on so you could check that out. It's a really interesting cup of tea about Garrett and Danielle from Seeking Sister Wives. Like I've mentioned on my recaps, this is the first season I'm covering. I didn't watch last season, but the tea's flowing. The tea's flowing. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Maureen. Thank you for joining me. So let's get into this edition of 90 Day OAV. So first off, I want to start off with a message from Chuck, Elizabeth's dad. He had a major hernia surgery, as you guys may or may not remember, and he's recovering from it. So, a message from Chuck. Be good if I hit play, right, guys? Sorry. Here we go.
Going on one of my daily walks. I figured I'd take my dog with me. Bella, sweet angel, she loves to walk. So we're gonna try to walk down to the end of the neighborhood and back. It hurts, but it's doctor's orders. Got to get up and walk. It's part of the recovery. So anyway, it's nice to be outside and off my chair. So anyway, hope everyone's having a good day. God bless.
So there you go. Oh, Uncle Marco, what do you think? Sorry, you guys. I got distracted by a text because I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So, Chuck is recovering nicely from his hernia operation. I'm sure he's in a lot of pain, but he's doing the walks like he's supposed to. Now, the thing that makes me laugh about Elizabeth and Andre is these pictures that they've been posting. I guess they did like a couple's photo shoot or whatever, and they're like posting all these cutesy pictures. Like Andre is not a dick. Okay. I mean, he is a huge dick, but I feel like Elizabeth and Andre are trying to change his perception on social media, from what we see on TV and from what the people, feel about Andre. So yeah, they've been doing a lot of these cutesy pictures lately, and I'm like, interesting. Okay, so a question and answer sesh from Jovi. So first off, somebody asked him, "How did the trip end?" And he said, "You're gonna have to watch to find out." Someone else asked, "Are you still in Disney?" And he said, "Oh no, a few days was just enough." And yes, a few days just enough in Disney. Have you been to Brazil? Oh, yeah, a few times. I love Brazil. Then someone said, "Your face when Elizabeth and Lauren were fighting at Yara's event. Priceless." And he's like, "Well," with the shrugging emoji. He wanted to get involved in that argument too. If it wasn't for his mother, he would have been right in the thick of it. You know that I know that you know that. Okay? So, speaking of his mom, Mama Gwen, okay? She made this delicious chocolate pudding, like lava type cake on Instagram. Guys, go check her out there. All I have to say is I'm not a big like chocolate person. My son and my husband are, but even I would dig into this cake. Okay. And she made it with like the Duncan Hines yellow cake mix and a box of jello pudding. And it was just like, it looked really, really good. So, Darcy and Stacy have a message for all of us. Okay. A message from Darcy and Stacy. Let's set the record straight. We're not in all caps, broke. We're building generational wealth. Not broke, just booked, branded, and building an empire. So just making sure that everyone knows that they are not broke. I repeat, not broke. Okay. So they're doing another collaboration together, which is no surprise. Stacy posted this throwback picture of herself, okay, and asked if we prefer the natural look. Yes, yes, we do. We prefer the natural look, okay, and this is a throwback of Darcy from TikTok from 2010. Okay, they look much better with their natural look, in my opinion. Now, all this talk about Darcy and Georgie not being together, and Darcy writing on Georgie's social media on his happy birthday post to her, stop using me. I don't want to be used anymore, whatever the hell she said. Okay, so they were on TikTok the other night. They're not broke, but Darcy's on TikTok acting like a circus money for the gifts. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And Georgie looked bored as fuck. First of all, they were in two separate places. Okay. Georgie looked bored as fuck. Like he would rather be anywhere than on that TikTok live with Darcy. And Darcy, I couldn't even watch it, you guys. Okay. I was in it for like 5 minutes and I was gone. Darcy was just so loud and so overbearing and just being Darcy, and Georgie just looked like he wanted to be anywhere but that TikTok live. He looked fucking miserable. Okay. Yes, you are absolutely right, menopausal queen. They are as bad as Angela. Or actually, Darcy is, because the way Darcy was begging for those gifts in the 5 minutes that I watched, I was like, girl, where is your pride? You're saying you're not broke on IG, but you're begging for pennies on TikTok. Like, seriously, begging for dollars. Anyway, Julia is having a hard time with her pregnancy. She has insomnia. She can't sleep at night. And I think this is part of her just being uncomfortable. And pregnancy, a side effect of pregnancy, a lot of the time is insomnia. I know, I mean, I'm naturally an insomniac, but when I was pregnant, I couldn't sleep for shit. That's one thing I remember 21 years ago. I couldn't sleep for shit. If you're not peeing every hour, you're just up for no reason. Okay. And so Julia, her brain can't turn off. I'm sure she's up every hour peeing her brains out. And I got to speak to Betty the other day. She popped in my DMs to say hi. So we had a nice little conversation. And I told her about Kelly telling me the story about them going to the strip club. So she sent me this picture, throwback from 90 Day Bears All when they were all in LA. Okay, you see Mike's mom Trish, Sinjin, Colt and his ex-wife Vanessa, Mama Debbie, Kelly, Betty, and Kelly's ex. Okay, and this is a throwback, and Kelly had told us the story. Um, during our one of our Hunt for Love recaps about how they all piled into a cab and they went to a strip club and they had a ball. Betty also mentioned that Big Ed was there, but he thought his shit didn't stink and didn't want to hang out with anybody, and that was fine with her, honestly. So it was fun talking to Betty in the DMs. And the one thing that I learned is that Julia should be popping any day now because Betty and them found out that she was pregnant in January. So my spidey sense is saying that we should be having a baby announcement fairly soon. So flashbacks. Julia posted this flashback photo of her when she was a little girl and Brandon as a little boy. And Kara enjoys working from home. Yeah, I'm just like when it comes to her right now. Now, Adnan finally admits that he may be wrong about something. Yes, you see pigs flying, okay? He finally admits that his way may not be the best way, okay? So, first of all, he remember when I was telling you guys that he was making this food and the baby was too close to the stove and stuff, and Tiger Silly was in the background giggling. Well, he stuck his fingers right in the food to serve it. So someone messaged him and said, "Food looks delicious. Your fingers in the food, not so much." I understand that in some cultures that is okay, but in here, the USA, it's disgusting. Maybe on your own plate you can use fingers, but not in the whole serving. Not good. Sorry. So Adnan replies to say, "For me, I pray 5 different times a day, and in each time prayer, I have to do my washing. That means washing hands, face, mouth, nose, ears, head, arm, and foot." And then he said, "People don't trust any food, any hand. People don't trust any hand make them food. I don't blame you." Then he says, "Because so many people they don't wash and clean them hand after bathroom." So he finally admits that maybe his way is not the right way all the time, and maybe the culture difference, and in the US you shouldn't be sticking your fingers in a whole serving of food to serve others. I mean, if you want to eat your own serving with your hands, that's your business. But is he finally admitting that maybe, just maybe, he might be wrong? Yeah, we see pigs flying. Okay. Anyway, you guys strap in your seatbelts. This is Jasmine's Instagram story time, and we know you got whiplash. Okay. So, first, we have a cute picture of baby daddy with baby Maddie. Okay. Then she says, "Good night, my loves. May rest find you gently tonight. Lord, watch over our families, our dreams, and every heart far from home, working towards a better tomorrow." So we have Mother Teresa Jasmine. Then a couple of hours later, we have Ranting and Raving Jasmine. So she puts up the clip, okay, where Gino is telling her that he called immigration to get her deported. And she says, "This is the reason why I can't travel outside United States. He reported me to immigration and it's demanding almost 80K from me to take it down." Okay, so first of all, she is accusing Gino of blackmail. So she is saying here that Gino went to immigration, reported her, and is demanding 80K to take the report back. What, to tell immigration, "Whoops, whoopsie, I made a mistake"? Okay, so this is where I have to whip this out.
Bullshit level DEFCON 5.
No, Gino is not extorting Jasmine. for $80,000 to go back to immigration and say, "Whoopsie, I want to take my fraud report back. I didn't mean it. She really loves me. Please don't deport her back to Panama. Whoopsie, I didn't mean it." Okay. If you believe that, I have a couple of bridges in Brooklyn that are for sale really cheap. Then she goes on. As a matter of fact, he never spent that amount of money on me. Over the course of 5 years, I basically worked for him for free to such an extent that he doesn't have the need to work as an engineer anymore. Okay, so now let's address this. As I've repeated until I'm as blue as my shirt, that TLC, Matt Sharp Entertainment, starting in 2020, 2021, I believe, pay the foreign person. As long as the foreigner is not limited in their home country in any way for being paid, they do get paid. Yes, they do. Okay. So Jasmine saying that she worked for Gino for free to the point that he could that he doesn't have a need to work as an engineer anymore. You guys know where I'm going, right?
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
So, okay. I told you, keep the seatbelt on. It's a whiplash. I was kicked out of his house with nothing, just my dog and a small backpack. Okay, so now today we have Mother Teresa Jasmine back. She is not only is she posting her cameos in her stories to show, how great she does cameos, but she's also posting some prayers. Okay, some daily reflections, a night prayer, and to this version of Jasmine, this Mother Teresa wannabe Jasmine.
Warning, warning, bullshit alert.
And it really annoys me when she suddenly leans on religion and acts like she is all religious and in fear of a higher power when we know, well, in my opinion, I don't know because I don't personally know Jasmine, but in my opinion, from her actions on and off the screen,
That was bullshit.
thank you. That's all I have to say. So, anyway, I had a talk with Uncle Marco. Okay, if you guys haven't checked out my happily ever after recap, not only did Nathan join us, and that was so much fun, but you guys know I love me some Uncle Marco. Okay, so this is what Uncle Marco had to say about Dana, just basically becoming Team Jasmine. So, Uncle Marco, what do you think about Dana and how Dana turned on Gino?
Yeah, that was my question.
How Dana what?
How Dana turned on Gino and he's all Team Jasmine.
Well, my beliefs on that, honey, are Dana's wife, Michelle, was real good friends with Jasmine, right?
Right?
So they were friends, and she felt sorry for her, da 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 da. Gina ain't giving her no sex because she's yelling at him every day. And Michelle and Dana just went Team Jasmine. It divided our family for a little bit. But
You know,
we're working on getting back.
So there you go. I mean, Jasmine's actions affected a lot of people, not only Gino. Okay. And listen, I'm going to say this again until I'm as blue as my shirt. I'm not defending Gino either. Gino was not perfect in the marriage, but in my opinion, he didn't deserve to be shit on the way Jasmine shit on him. Okay. And Jasmine also shit on a bunch of other people with her actions and the consequences of her actions. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And if you guys listen to my recap, Uncle Marco clarifies when he says that he was in love with her, he meant in love with her as an uncle would love a niece. Not that he was in love with her literally, that he wanted to fuck her or something. Okay. Because I see a lot of the online chatter saying, that it was kind of weird that he said that. And yeah, I admit maybe the wording was weird, but the intention behind it was the way the uncle loves a niece. And Jasmine, came to him asking for a father figure. Go check it out. Let Uncle Marco tell the story. He tells the story a lot better than me. So, like I said, he joined my recap. Nathan was on my recap. Go check it out. Okay, all I have to say is, Gino, you better make sure that Jasmine is cut off from all of your cards, including your Costco membership card. Okay, Mary Pants posted this. A fan spotted her and Matt in Costco in Florida. Okay, so, Gino, if this is your Costco membership, make sure you cut it off. Okay, so moving on. Matt, Amani, and Annie are still going on. This has been happening since I was in Aruba, and I've been home over a week now. And this started literally, I think, the first day I was in Aruba. So, yeah, they're still going on. Annie, Brenda, whatever her name is, posted that Amani invited her to her birthday party, and she, was debating whether or not she should go because she doesn't want Amani and Matt fighting in front of her. And then Matt was like, well, if you have to take a poll to ask the fans what they think, then that should tell you everything. And Annie basically strikes back, and Annie's like, well, you acting like this is giving me my answer. So, of course, Matt had to go to the gram, to his stories, and overly explain himself once again.
Ani, sweetheart, I've apologized for anything you've said I've done wrong. And I just sincerely mean it. Like I used you as a shield in an argument between me and my wife. Yes, my apologies. When it comes to the $60,000, again, I never said I gave you $60,000. What I said is that we've spent $60,000. I'm sorry that you're feeling the pressures that you are. I've asked you to come. I've told you I want you to come. Even if your choice is to break up, I still would want you there. My wife wants you there. It's her birthday. I hope to see you. I would wish that you would just reach out and drop this. But this is the language you speak. So I learned to speak it.
So, I've talked about this before, you guys. Okay. You know what I smell, right? I mean, besides this.
Bullshit detected. Take
Excuse me. Brenda showed up to her daughter's school with a bouquet of really pretty flowers for her and showing off her best asset, I guess. So, you know what I think about all this, right? You know what I feel in my gut about all this is all a ploy for Last Resort season 3. I really think Amani, Matt, and Annie are trying their real hardest to get noticed for this drama that they have to be cast on Last Resort 3. Okay, if you guys haven't checked out my video to who I think, I mean, I haven't seen a cast list or anything like that, but this is just who I think who is going to be on Last Resort 3 based on my experience as a blogger and seeing what these fools start to post, to get attention, etc. Please check out that video when you have a moment if you haven't. So, another one that I believe that is going to be on Last Resort 3 James and Tata, the two of them posting their cryptic shit over and over. And we know that they're not together. So that's what I have a feeling. Go check out my video if you haven't already. Now, here is Chloe, four times over. And here's Johnny as his jitsu class. He told me and my husband that he does this like 6 days a week, morning and night. So Manon's and Anthony's son Ben is really, really fucking cute. Okay, he's really cute. And mommy's little traveler. He goes everywhere with mommy. Now, Manon is the first one to acknowledge the support that she gets from the fans, but she's also the first one to rip apart the trolls in her story. So, that's kind of where me and her are kind of the same. I really, really love all the support that I get from you guys, but every once in a while, I get a real, real troll comment, which we're going to get into in a moment, which, I just decide to blast. So I get her with that. Now, she has her own website where she is selling merchandise. Okay, which I'm like, okay, it's only been 4 episodes into the season, but you're selling your merch already. I get it. Everybody has a side hustle. Everybody has to make their money. I get it. I get it though. Okay. So 90 Day the Other Way. I guess they're going to be filming the tell all soon because they're recruiting questions. I'm actually going to put the link that they had up in their Instagram story yesterday in the comments. So if you guys want to go and submit questions that could possibly be asked at the tell all for 90 Day the Other Way. So there you go. You never know. Okay. So like I said, I did a recap for 90 Day the Other Way, and I was talking about how disgusting and annoying Madeline was during that wedding planner scene, especially where she stuck that nasty ass nail into the Nutella, peanut butter, whatever the fuck it was, and proceed to use her nail as a spoon. Okay? Well, apparently, one person thinks I need to shut the fuck up over that. Okay? And they proceeded to tell me, oh my God, shut the fuck up. The fact that that girl eating hates someone that spread with her finger, bothering you, irritate you, it's hilarious. It's hilarious, the sentence I just read. Yeah, you get up here every single time you're on here and smoke a blunt like nothing. Maybe that bothers some people. But have you ever thought of that shit? But Mary, you don't even make sense. Okay, so to the comment. Now, this is my response. Okay, so you condone eating Nutella with a fingernail. Got it. Now I have a question for you. If my smoking bothers you so much and I don't make any sense, then why are you watching me? There are many non smoking YouTube channels that cover 90 Day and probably less annoying than I am. Anywho, thank you for the engagement. Hi, Manon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching me. And yes, your little man is adorable. I just want to squeeze his cheeks. He is so cute. And don't be surprised if I'm including him in a lot of my videos because he's so damn cute. And yes, you are so welcome for my support. Okay, so basically, this is how I handled the troll who wanted to come in my comments and yell at me for smoking on my channel, which is known as the Stoner channel. Does that make sense to you? That's what I have to say to that person. Honestly, you can fuck off. I don't care. Like I said, there's tons of non-smoking YouTube channels, okay, who cover 90 day, and I bet you they make a lot more sense than I do. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you, Manon. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your kind words. Thank you. Okay, so moving on. Juliana, okay? I'm worried about her. Juliana posted that she is living the worst experience of her life. Tired, she is tired of suffering in silence for the past 4 years, and she is looking for a family attorney in England. Now we know that first of all, when she came to the US, if you guys remember, Juliana was the one that was with Jonathan, and there was a really big age gap between them. She was also a teenager. Okay, and he was in his 30s, and then that didn't work out. Then she moved on to her second marriage, and she had a son with him, and then that didn't work out. So I have a feeling that she's potentially going to be involved in a custody battle. So, Juliana, whatever situation that you're in, you have my thoughts and prayers, and I hope everything worked out for you. So, now, like I said, you guys, Liz is going to be on this Friday's 90 Day Diaries, and she is going to be talking about when she discovered that she had stage one ovarian cancer. They show her sitting down with with Ed, okay? And her and Ed talking about it and her getting closure from Ed. She doesn't tell him about the cancer, but she's getting closure from Ed. And she says in the caption that Ed has reached out to her since hearing about her cancer, but she's left his messages on read. And then she also put a bunch of stories up because someone messaged her that Ed was probably the cause of her cancer or something like that. And she said, y'all, I found out I had cancer because my ex cheated on me. And my last ex wasn't Ed. And I had a miscarriage with that ex. Till this day, I'm grateful for my journey with him because now I get to share more with you all. And then she said, and I found out he cheated on me during that time. I'm going to be as positive as I can sharing my journey with you. So, seeing Liz post this, I was like, okay, she's finally going to admit it. I mean, you guys knew about a year ago. I knew about a year ago. I reported on this back in January, and I believe it started in November. Word was trickling on the street, allegedly, that not only did Jayson have a girlfriend when he hooked up with Liz, but allegedly he was still messing with his baby mama. Allegedly. All allegedly. But in January, I made a post on Instagram and I reported on it here, okay, where in December, even though Liz and Jayson started dating in October, in December, Jayson is sending a message to someone named Marcella, and he says, "You are not forcing me to love you. I do love you. I'm sorry if you feel I'm stringing you along. I thought we were in a good spot these last couple of days, and maybe I'm not moving fast enough to where you want to be, and I'm sorry. You were never forcing me, though. I'm really fucking sorry, Marcella. Good night." And this was in December. And if they started dating in October, who is this Marcella person that he's telling he loves? So, there was word on the street all the way back in the beginning of the year. But I'm really, sad that Liz had to go through a bunch of shit, it looks like. And now with this cancer journey, so as you guys know, I'm covering the 90 Day Diaries episode. So let's watch our episode on Friday and see. So you guys remember Mary Pants' meme from back then? Cheetah. I mean, come on, guys. So Mary, as in Brandon and Mary, you remember her. Yeah, we all remember her. She has a new source of income. And I guess this is like the Filipino version of OnlyFans. She is producing spicy content, and and it looks really, really fucking spicy in my opinion. But she is on this site, and I guess this is one of her many sources of income. Like I say, everybody has a hustle on 90 days. Everybody has a side hustle. So Aaliyah is giving her doggy a haircut, which she quickly regrets. Check this out.
Are you ready for today? Hmm? Are you? I think you need a haircut. Let's do it. Hmm? Are you ready? I will give you a hairstyle. A new one. Okay? Okay?
She quickly regretted giving that dog a haircut. Okay, but this is another couple that I feel like is going to be on Last Resort 3. Aaliyah posted this to TikTok, and I have a feeling it was directed at Sean.
Hi, love. I'm really busy at work right now, but as soon as I have a little time, I give you a call. Kisses. I love you and I miss you. 7 seconds. Do you really think he had no time or he just didn't want to? Well,
Yeah, I think Aaliyah's trying to make a point that Sean doesn't make time for her during the day, even if it's just to leave a message. So, yeah, is this real life problems as a result of their open marriage, or is this another ploy for Last Resort 3? I have a feeling it's a little bit of both. Okay, so moving on. Greg and his chickens, and he wants everyone to know that the chickens are doing good. So here we go. Greg and the chickens.
What's up, ladies? You ready to defecate all over the lawn? Let's go, defecate.
Um, I see a comment here. Yes, Natalie. Aaliyah is really on OnlyFans. Yes, she is. She does have an OnlyFans page. Everybody has a hustle. Everybody has a hustle. And now check out the chicken that Greg was eating for dinner.
Light, got some chicken, some avocado. We got chicken a little crispy, you know, nice and cooked. Still juicy though, I'm telling you. And look, Joni's plate. She did it up right. She got that kachumbali. She didn't make me any. Unbelievable. I'm kidding. Hey,
There you go. I have a feeling that we are going to see Greg and Joan on some type of spinoff. Happily Ever After. I don't know. Greg and his mom are on Pillow Talk, and they're actually really funny. I like having Greg and his mom on Pillow Talk. So hopefully, we'll get them back for a future season of something and get rid of, I don't know, Jasmine, maybe? Okay. Sophie is in Mexico living her best life, and Nicole is in the US visiting Pedro and also living her best life. I think Lydia went back home. Okay, they were both with Pedro in Georgia for a bit. Lydia went back home, and Nicole is doing the Southern tour. She visited Georgia with Pedro. She was visiting Tennessee. So, hey, Nicole living her best life in the US. So now moving on. Uh, Speaking of Pedro, we have Chantel with Ashley showcasing their love all over Instagram every 5 minutes, if you guys know what I mean. It's like, okay, I get it. You're a couple, you're in love, you have a future season of something coming up. Family Chantel 2.0, mark my words. But do we have to see it every 5 seconds? Like, seriously? So I like it when other cast members troll the cast members who are trying too hard. Last week it was Armando trolling all the breakups. And now this week we have Stevie. She's like, oh, I see there's so much going on. Everything, everyone got something going on. What's going on? We're good here, but thanks for asking. And then she pans the camera to Matty, basically saying, yeah, we're just a boring couple over here. We don't have any, manufactured drama. We're not trying to audition for a future season of anything. It's just me, my artwork, my handsome hubby, and my cat. Congratulations to John and Megan. It's a girl. They did their gender reveal live the other day on Instagram and Facebook. Congrats, it's a girl. And Veronica has picked out the chapel for her wedding, and she needs our help to pick out an engagement dress. Did you know that Nikki Exotica, her BFF is not only Jasmine, but she is besties with Angelina from Jersey Shore. And why does that make sense to me for some reason? Because Angelina from Jersey Shore is let's just put it that this way. When I think of her, the first thing that pops into my head is trashy. So it kind of makes sense. So, Stephanie, okay, if you guys haven't checked out, by the way, my interview with her and her explaining about what happened with Unfiltered and how she made it right, please do. But okay, Stephanie did a question and answer sesh on the gram, and basically, someone asked her if she had a boob job. And she says her boobs are real, but she's had lipo, chin, and stomach, but everything else is natural. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about that. Okay, I'm just like, I don't know. Yes, D man, Stephanie the farter, which she says the biggest lie she told was blaming a fart on her dog. Yeah. Okay. Sonny is traveling with his new American girlfriend, okay? And it looks like they are living their best life. Rose is reminding everybody that it's new month and go check out her spicy page. I'm telling you, either they're selling something, they have OnlyFans. I mean, it's always a side hustle. We have Rob looking reflective. Jennifer is in New York at the Empire State Building. Why are all these cast members coming to New York? What is happening here? I need to find out. And then we have Cassidy, okay? And Rocky cannot believe that it's been a year since they filmed Hunt for Love. And Jay was in New York Fashion Week. Okay, so check them out. So, cute kids. We have Shida and Bilal's sons for National Sunday. We have Josh with his daughter. We have Amber from Love in Paradise or her baby Luca, and they have a life update. Daniel is going to take his citizenship test really, really soon. So, good luck, Daniel. I have my fingers crossed for you. So now Tanya wants recommendations on hiking trips within 2 to 3 hours outside of New York City. Girl, sorry, I'm not the hiking type. I can't help you. Natalie's showing off her new figure, and the face tuning app that she uses. She actually advertises this like face tuning app that's, filters you to look better. Well, yeah. So I don't know how much this is Natalie's new body or the app or whatever. And then we have Thais, who to me looks fucking fabulous. Okay. So David wants everyone to know that Sheila's house is okay after the earthquake in the Philippines, but a lot of people aren't. And then we have Dempsey, okay, and Dallas taking Kalani to axe throwing for date night. That's actually really cool. I think I would like to go axe throwing. And we have Niles. And I cannot wait. Okay. The last update Niles gave was Matilda was waiting for an interview date. And hopefully she gets that really soon. Aces the interview and they get to be reunited. Okay. So finally, I just want to close out before I let you guys go really quickly. Maybe you guys can help me. What the fuck is going on with Molly here?
Bravo. Bravo. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're such a strange bird. What is going on, buddy? Huh? Is this how you show love? You're just down at my feet. You're a man at my feet. I love that.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but okay, so Leah, the update on David and Sheila. I'm not quite sure. Okay. I tried to ask him what was happening in that process because at one point he was asking people to help him with a GoFundMe and with expenses for the attorney and such, and he didn't have money to go to the Philippines. So I asked him at one point how far along Sheila was in the visa process, and he sent me the approval of her medical, which is not the approval of the visa itself. So I believe that they're still making their way through the process and the attorney fees are racking up. And David's kind of freaking out that he can't afford all these fees. I mean, this is just purely my opinion from when what I was talking to him. So as far as I know, Sheila is making her way through the process. Her medical stuff has been approved, but not the actual visa. Okay. So if you guys haven't checked out my Seeking Sister Wife recap, please do. I just did it a couple of hours ago. And like I said, keep your notifications on. I have something brewing for later, a nice little cup of tea for you guys. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Thank you for watching me. Thank you, everybody in the live chat. I love you guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching me on the replay. Um, subscribe if you don't already. Double check that you are subscribed because YouTube be playing those fucking games and they'll unsubscribe you. Please comment, like, share with a friend or 10. Consider joining my membership and check out my merchandise. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night.